Although recent updates have provided the community with solid new content, Mighty Doom is starting to become stale due to an odd monetization strategy, unnecessary grind, and artificial resource scarcity. The game uses a party in the front, business in the back monetization strategy to get players hooked and potentially draw in more revenue than they would if the game was all business. The first half of Mighty Doom is filled with easy levels that have a fun, balanced, and addicting combat loop meant to draw you in and keep you playing until you reach the halfway point, where the game starts to become a monotonous grind. This is a very good strategy when it comes to players who are willing to pay their way through the artificial difficulty spikes, but for free players, it starts to make the game feel boring, grindy, and in some instances, pointless. And just in case it wasn't bad enough already, the most recent updates have made everything worse by nerfing the coin, pass point, argent, and token drop rates, making the game an even heavier grind after you reach Chapter 5. While I obviously can't speak for everyone, I can confidently say that the game's increased grind and lack of fulfilling content has started to make me lose interest in Mighty Doom. I purchased the Season 1 Battle Pass so I can make a video on the pros and the cons, but I've refused to spend any more money on the game and I've had to grind through levels as a result. While I didn't mind at first, I quickly grew tired of having to grind for a week straight just to barely get by a level, only to be met with the exact same grind in the next chapter. This is something that I expected to get better with time. It would only make sense for the grind to get a bit easier as they listened to player feedback and implemented new content, but they instead decided to do the exact opposite. The Chapter 10 UAC facility level still has the same grind found in really any other level past Chapter 4, and with the nerfs to resources and weapons, the game has just become more of a grind than ever. To make this grind more palatable, they've implemented 2 new free Slayer skins and the Samurai Siege event level has just started, but is this really enough? As someone who already has the Gold Slayer, I have no interest in ever using either of the new skins. I don't mind the passive grind to unlock them, but they're pretty much useless to me. The new event level, on the other hand, is a solid and worthwhile addition to the game. The majority of the daily events are properly balanced, surprisingly enjoyable, and worth investing energy into due to the resource gain. It kinda upsets me that the short event runs are the most enjoyable thing Mighty Doom currently has to offer. So, where do we go from here? How can Mighty Doom become more enjoyable for all players while still keeping the grindy elements that the devs are so fond of? Well, honestly, I think the answer is simple. To prevent the game from becoming stale, all it needs is a well-balanced mode that's separate from the main campaign and daily events. Even with the overall grind getting worse and the chapters becoming boring, they can still keep things fresh and interesting through a new mode that provides medium risk for medium rewards, and it honestly wouldn't be that difficult to find something that works. The easiest way to keep players engaged is through content with high replayability, such as a full Horde mode, infinite level chapter, or some sort of multiplayer mode. This sort of content would be able to provide a level of replayability that the new chapters simply can't. It's something that both free and paid players can enjoy while still heavily encouraging spending. If they repurposed the Horde mode format found in chapters 5 and 10, they could create an infinite mode that gets more difficult as you progress, which would not only give players a reason to keep coming back, but it would also encourage spending in order to beat your high score and reach the next arena. An infinite chapter mode would pretty much have the same effect, just with a different level structure. It's another instant win for both the devs and the community. A multiplayer mode pretty much speaks for itself. There's an unlimited amount of fun to be had while playing with or against others, and seeing players that have better gear would definitely convince some to start investing money into the game. I'm not entirely sure what they could do with multiplayer, but as they suggested through the community surveys, co-op and duel modes could have extreme potential. Without something like this to keep the game fresh and enjoyable, I feel like Mighty Doom will quickly get stale as the grind gets worse and the new content becomes boring. Of course, there are still tons of players who are completely fine with grinding through new chapters, but there's honestly no reason for the devs to not implement a new mode with increased replayability. Everyone wins from great, balanced new content, so why not give us something special? If you had to pick from the 3 game modes I suggested, what would you choose? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Doom content. You get to stay entertained and I get your support, so it's pretty much a win-win for both of us. The Mighty Doom gameplay used in today's video was provided by an amazing Mighty Doom YouTuber. Their channel will be linked in the description below. Anyways though, I think that's all I have for today's video, so thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.